Welcome. It is the Dr. Nisha Jackson Show. My name is Rusty Humphries. I am not a doctor. As a matter of fact, if there's anything health benefit-wise, you do not want to listen to anything I have to say. Nisha Jackson is a doctor, and she knows everything. I'm just here learning. I will say I've been tired lately, and so I drink a lot of these Rockstar zero-carb, Rockstar caffeine things because I've heard that caffeine is actually not bad for you. And so I don't know if I'm up to 4 or 5 of these a day, but that's probably not that bad, right? That's like a couple cups of coffee, and it's okay, right?
You know, I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of my ears right now. It's like blowing straight out of my ears. I've told you not to drink that garbage.
Why? Okay, let's just start. Okay. A lot of people drink energy drinks. I'm not the only one. What's wrong with an energy drink?
Okay. First of all, that has so much garbage in it. Okay, anything like that. First of all, it's in aluminum. It's in an aluminum can. That's
bad.
That's no bueno.
Okay, let me read some of this. Okay, I'll let you. I'm going to read this to defend myself.
I don't think we should waste our time reading that. You just need to take my advice. That stuff is garbage, and you don't need it. Now, let's tell the listening audience what our plan is. I think
you want to talk about caffeine, and you. No,
I want to talk about getting you balanced, so you don't need that garbage.
Yes,
you don't need that garbage. If I get my hands on you, I'm going to get you up here. I'm going to get my hands on you, Rusty, and we're going to take care of all of your levels, and you're not going to need that garbage.
I will say this, and that is, how long? It's been 6-7 years. Maybe.
Right. Well, we need to put an end.
And back then, well, I was running marathons and half marathons and in pretty good shape, and I had lost a lot of weight. Nisha did a great job. And then I stopped. And now I'm not. I'm
Well,
I'm out of balance.
We need to stop using the excuse that you're in Arizona and I'm in Oregon or Texas or California, wherever I am. And we just need to meet up here in Oregon, have you go through my clinic, which we're going to get on the schedule at the end of this show, and we're going to get a program going.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do I have to go all the way to Oregon? I mean, is that something like, don't you have a thing that you can send me and I can get like my blood drawn and stuff? Do you have something like that?
Yes. So what we do for people who are out of state is we send them a little lab in a box. So we'll send you a little lab box. You'll get your blood drawn there. It'll be FedEx to us overnight here, and we process it in our own laboratory. And then when you come here to meet with me, and we'll do a couple of really fun shows up here with an audience and maybe some testimonials and things like that. When you come here, we will go over all of your levels and then put you on a treatment plan. So initially, we see the patients in our office, but we can start the ball rolling by getting you to get blood tests where you're at, which will be awesome.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do I have to draw the blood myself? Because that scares me. I got to get the thing and pull it.
That's difficult. I can't even do that. Well, I probably do that, but it's very difficult. No, we're going to send you to a lab drawing facility close to your home there, and we'll get the blood drawn and get it overnighted to us.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm in.
So you're not going to need all of those chemicals.
Well, if my hormones are better, I won't need energy drink. I mean, I'm not the only guy. You go to a 7-Eleven or any convenience store, they got 2 or 3 coolers full of energy drinks, and
I know
a lot of them.
It's huge because I think a lot of people are running around trying to get artificial adrenaline and cortisol because it does work. Let's face it, it works. You drink them, they work. Mm-hmm. The problem is they're wearing your body down. So, and they're just filling your liver with more and more chemicals that it has to process. If you have to read the ingredient list like that and you can't even pronounce half of those chemicals that are in there, those are all going to your liver, which is all having to be detoxified from your liver, and it's wearing your liver down. So what I want to talk to everybody about today is the benefits of coffee.
Now, there's a lot of people going to jump up and down. That's like saying, hey, it's the benefits of beer. I mean, That's exciting to a lot of folks.
No, I'm not talking about the benefits of beer today, although there are a few.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
not many.
Okay.
Not many. But we're going to talk about the benefits of coffee because that is the one thing I'm going to refuse to give up. As long as I'm breathing, I'm still going to be drinking coffee. So I'm always looking for the next study on coffee and why it's so good for you.
Is it just that you want to justify your junkie habit, or there really is something good about it? A little bit of both.
I should get a kickback for this, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I can't call it a kickback. Okay.
You can. It's your own show.
But there's different types. So I want to start out by saying, this is I like to just drink espresso on water with a little tiny bit of cream. Or a macchiato where you have a couple of shots of espresso and a little tiny half-inch of steamed cream. So
aren't the shots like a bad thing? I mean, some people put in like 3 or 4. How many shots do you do when you do something like that?
Well, when I have my morning coffee, I have 4 shots because I actually like the taste of very rich, robust.
That sounds. I'm not a big coffee drinker. 4 sounds like a lot.
Okay, so just to give you an idea. An espresso shot, one shot has about 45 milligrams of caffeine. Now, you probably should top out in any given day at 300 milligrams of caffeine, top out. Okay, how much caffeine is in one of those
I'm looking here. It says 240 per can.
So 240 times 4 is what? 920 milligrams of caffeine you're having a day. No wonder you're jacked up. Okay.
I'm like a junkie. Somebody get me a can. Woo!
Okay. So this is only 90 milligrams of espresso. Okay. I mean, of caffeine, 90 milligrams.
Nothing.
Because it's 2 shots.
Right.
So a lot of people get confused. 1 brewed cup of coffee, of regular coffee, is about 165, 150, 165. Now, if you make it really strong, it could be as much as 200 to 300 milligrams, depending on, if it looks like mud, then it's probably more like 300 milligrams. But even like green tea only has 25 milligrams of caffeine. It really doesn't have much. And energy drinks, like you said, can have a lot. Just one energy drink can have as little as 25 milligrams of caffeine, but it can have as much as 300 to 350 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Now, one of the reasons, I'm not being silly, one of the reasons I chose this particular brand, which is Rockstar, I'm not trying to commercial, but it's because it has green tea extract in it, and so I figured maybe that's a little bit better. Okay.
Well, green tea extract is it's a little smoke and mirrors there for you, Rusty. I think it's probably just to make you feel good about yourself. So I think, again,
Rusty, you're a loser. And
we're gonna put those things away.
Okay, so that doesn't mean so there's nothing good about the green tea extract or things like that.
I think green tea extract is exceptional. I think it's an excellent ingredient, but not along with all the other garbage that's in there. I think just drinking green tea would be great. Mm-hmm. So we're going to switch that up in the next month. When you're up here, we're gonna revamp. We're gonna overhaul you, Rusty, and then we're gonna tell everybody about it.
Oh, good. So if I do bad, you're going to just make fun of me forever. I
have a lot of men watching this show that they keep asking me, is Rusty on your program? Because I want to know how he's doing. I said, nope, he's going to get on my program, though.
I'm as you know, Nisha, I'm pretty good friends with Suzanne Summers. And Suzanne likes to say I'm her worst student ever. So we were at Nobu, which is a very famous exclusive place in Malibu.
Yes.
And these 2 young supermodels, actresses come up to her. We love you. You're the best. Oh, you're awesome. And I walked up and I went, yep, I'm one of her best students. That got a good laugh.
All right. For everybody out there that is really stressed about drinking caffeine. Now, I'm not talking about drinking a large cup of coffee with all sorts of sugar and junk in it. Okay,
that's the thing, right? The sugar in the coffee drinks is the big thing.
Train yourself not to do that. Start using stevia. Start using, wean off with agave, wean off with xylitol. Get some little things that you carry in your purse or using different types of milk that's better for you.
Coconut milk? I've heard that is like the best.
Coconut milk would be better. So try to get yourself weaned off all of the calories and sugar that are in your drinks and try to get to the real reason you're drinking it, which I believe is the espresso, is the coffee. So here's some of the research that's been done. I love this stuff. I'm going to go through it quickly because it's fascinating. These are actual real studies that have been done on coffee. Now, I'm not talking about your Rockstar. I'm talking about coffee. 2 cups of coffee can cut post-workout muscle pain by 48%. It reduces body pain. So right now, because my leg is still really messed up, my knee post-surgery, I'm drinking a lot of caffeine, just hoping that that's helping. No, it's just 2 cups of coffee post-workout, but muscle pain by 48%. So having a cup of coffee, even post-workout, can help. Increases your fiber intake. 1 cup of brewed coffee represents up to 1.8 grams of fiber of the recommended 20 grams of fiber per day. It protects against cirrhosis of the liver. Now, that's a hard one to understand. Because not just, cutting down on alcohol and adding caffeine back in can actually be good for your liver. But the Archives of Internal Medicine actually did a study that showed that coffee actually has liver protective benefits to it. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
So many people who have fatty liver or are at risk for being overweight that may be getting fatty liver, actually drinking coffee, again, don't add all that other stuff into it, can actually help improve the liver protecting benefits for you. Lowered risk of type 2 diabetes. Those who consumed 6 or more cups of coffee per day had a 22% lower risk of diabetes. Now, I'm kind of wondering, Rusty.
Yeah, and a 22% lower wallet size too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering on this study if they were drinking, because caffeine actually is an appetite suppressant. Oh. Not with sugar in it. If you add sugar, it actually increases your appetite. But caffeine, the coffee, actually is an appetite suppressant. So some people that would normally have a cookie or a cupcake or some kind of sweet treat in the afternoon when you really want it, and they have an espresso instead, they actually will forego the sweet treat, and that ultimately probably is the reason why it's lowering the risk of type 2 diabetes, because they're cutting their caloric intake down and they're cutting their sugar intake and starchy intake down. I think that's actually the connection, although they didn't say that in the study. Lowered risk of Alzheimer's, dementia. That's important. Yeah. So there's a considerable amount of evidence that caffeine from coffee may protect against Alzheimer's disease. From the European Journal of Neurology, they found that the compounds in roasted coffee may actually be what's responsible for preventing the buildup of those brain plaques that people get with Alzheimer's. So I thought that was fascinating because I don't want to get that. So I'm going to keep drinking my coffee. Reduces the suicide risk and depression. This was a 10-year study with 86,000 female nurses, showed that there was a reduced risk of suicide and also a significantly reduced risk for people who drank 4 cups of coffee a day for depression. So, I don't know. This makes me happy. So
I know. And I'm teasing you when I say you're justifying yourself, but I'm just teasing. But
I am justifying myself.
Here's what I don't get. I don't drink coffee. So there's one of my problems. And maybe that's why I got type 2 diabetes. And I've said, don't listen to me on health advice at all. So, but what I don't get is when I was a kid, nobody ever heard of no coffee store on every block. And I grew up in Seattle. Now I live in a very, very small community outside of Phoenix. And we have 5 Starbucks and we got 2 exits. It's crazy. Yeah. Why do you I was going to say it can't be good, but then again, you're talking about all the health benefits. Maybe this is the greatest thing ever.
Right. Well, you have to remember the majority of people that I haven't looked at the statistics. I'm friends with the Dutch Brothers group. I love Dutch Brothers. I'm real good friends with the people at Dutch. I haven't asked this, but I'm guessing the majority of drinks that are going out from Dutch Brothers and some of these large coffee chains, Starbucks, are not just espresso caffeine coffee.
They might have a little sugar in them.
I think there are a lot of other drinks because they're tasty and they work. People love this. It's like a treat. So I don't.
Are you concerned that it's gotten young? I mean, it's kids 14, 13, 12. You know, I had to fight my daughter. She was trying to sneak it at like 10 and 11 years old, and my mom is giving it to her. It's like, quit feeding the beast. Mm-hmm. And now she's hooked on it like it's black tar heroin. And, you know, that scares me.
Yeah, so besides the other benefits of Parkinson's, heart disease, and a stronger DNA and lower risk of multiple sclerosis, I think your point here is important about those are the rest of the benefits of caffeine. I think that your point here, Rusty, is really good, because should we be concerned about all of these coffee drive-throughs and stands and et cetera? Like, people are drinking it younger, they're drinking it all day, they're drinking late at night, because what we're also starting to see is this massive epidemic of insomnia. And we know that too much caffeine is causing insomnia. Now, a lot of people say, oh, no, I don't drink caffeine in the evening, so that has nothing to do with my insomnia. But if you take somebody, Rusty, that has a compromised liver, which is a lot of people who are overweight. Again, if you can grab more than 2 or 3 inches of fat around your stomach, you're probably compromised a little bit in the liver, like going towards the fatty liver
Nisha's
thing.
calling me fat, everybody. Go ahead, keep going.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
But a lot of Americans, the majority of Americans, can grab more than 3 inches of fat around their stomach. So if you have fatty liver, that means your liver is slowed down, a little bit sluggish in its ability to process and detoxify toxins. So if you are taking in a bunch of caffeinated beverages, let's just say at noon, the average amount of time that it takes for your body to metabolize caffeine from a stimulation standpoint can be anywhere between 4 and 8 hours.
Wow.
But if you have a sluggish liver, it could be 12 to 15 hours. So you might have a caffeinated beverage mid-morning, afternoon, and then you can't sleep at night.
Right. So
you don't have to drink it in the evening to have the problem. So we are seeing more problems with anxiety. We're seeing more problems with insomnia. We're seeing all sorts of addiction issues. So I'm giving you the benefits of coffee, kind of a little tongue in cheek, because people razz me a little bit about my coffee, because I do not start my day without a really bold cup of coffee, because I love the taste. I don't put anything in it. I love the taste. I've been drinking it since I was 14, and I love it.
All right, let me ask you one, and this is not a joke, and maybe it'll come off that way, but I don't mean it to. What about those little 5-hour energy drinks? Because they say they're natural, and it's not a lot. It's not a big can. It's just this little thing, and people do. Is there any benefit to those at all?
So there are some good ingredients in 5-hour energy. I like that you just said that, because I don't think you even know this, but I'm coming out with a supplement. It's called Pickup Sticks, and it's coming out this next about 6 weeks.
Really?
It's coming out, and it's something you'll be able to tear and put into your water bottle that will be the rival to 5-hour energy in a really healthy way.
Is that what you're drinking other than coffee? I saw you a little orange water bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it because it has excellent antioxidants in it. I can't tell you exactly what it has into it. We're going to have a couple really famous people promoting this product for us, which is going to be super fun. But I would rather people be drinking that, because it's excellent for your brain. It wakes your brain up. It's really good for your immune system. It's helpful for healing. It's really good for autoimmune disorders. But it's excellent for energy and brain focus. So getting your brain to wake up, and that's what people need, at 2 p.m, not another rock star. They need something that actually is going to work. Like, we want the product to work. You do want more energy, and you do want to wake up, but not at the not to be compromised from a health standpoint. So 5-Hour Energy does have some good ingredients, but we have something much better
All right,
coming.
when do we get that? When can we get 6 weeks?
And less expensive.
Okay, and so in 6 weeks, so what's it going to be called? Do you have it? Can you give the name yet?
We're shooting for having it launch Black Friday.
Ooh, okay.
So stay tuned for pickup sticks.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. But some of the other downfalls, Rusty, I just want to touch on the excessive caffeine, because even though I'm a little neurotic about having my bold cup of coffee in the morning, and then I do, this is the afternoon right now, I do usually have a couple espressos.
And that is a little baby cup there. That's not a huge cup.
That's a little baby. It's just 2 shots of espresso. So early afternoon, not every afternoon, but I try to watch the total number of milligrams. So the goal is to try to stay under 300 milligrams total per day. That's what's been determined as a healthy amount of caffeine.
So after this can of Rockstar, I got 60 left.
Yeah, not 4 cans, just 60 milligrams. Yeah. So we know that excessive caffeine, and that could be caffeine from lots of sources, also can cause digestive issues. And I just think it's ironic, Rusty, that we have an international epidemic of irritable bowel syndrome, digestive issues. We have an absolute worldwide epidemic of anxiety. We have problems with people that have issues with insomnia. Like, insomnia is a gigantic problem today. And don't you think it's interesting that you also brought up the fact that there's coffee stands everywhere? Like, could they expand any faster? So again, I'm not against I'm not against coffee, and I'm certainly not against caffeine. But again, can we just sort of do the moderation thing where we're not going completely nuts on caffeine? Because it will lead to higher addiction potential, higher anxiety. And then you end up having to treat all these problems and wondering why you're losing your mind.
Okay, let me ask you one other one. We're almost out of time here. I was out of my mind when my mom was giving my daughter coffee at 10, 11, 12. Oh, Lord, she's just a taste. Yeah, you're hooked. You're getting her hooked. You said you started at 14. Does that matter much, the age? And if there was an age, would you start at 18, 21, 16, 12, 4? Yeah. I don't know.
I'm thankful to my father, who taught me to drink coffee black and nothing in it. I'm very thankful for that, because that's how I drink my coffee now. When I have espresso, I'll put a little bit of, steamed coconut milk or whatever. But I'm thankful that he taught me not to put anything in it, because it just grosses me out to put something sweet in it. And I wish more people would have just coffee or espresso. So I do think the age is important. So many kids are drinking these energy drinks at a very young age. That's another reason why I wanted to come out with this supplement pickup sticks, because it would be so good for kids. It would keep them healthier in the winter and not get sick so easy with the flu.
I would make it illegal till 16. I would make it like you can't buy alcohol till 21. No big coffee drinks or caffeine drinks until 16. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Right. Well, what you're trying to balance is your stress system, your adrenals. Excessive amount of caffeine is really bad for your adrenals. It puts you into a fight or flight state. Well, we don't want kids in that state. They're still trying to develop their frontal lobe.
Right.
They're trying to make decisions. We don't need them to be ridden with anxiety and not sleeping at night and being able to not grow normal. I mean, you make growth hormone when you're sleeping. If you're not sleeping between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., you're not making enough growth hormone. Well, that's not good for a 15-year-old. So I think those are some of the things we have to take into consideration when we're talking about starting kids young with these caffeinated beverages, and just thinking, oh, little Junior just needs a little pickup, and then we're just giving him too much, and it really is putting him into this state that it's very anxiety producing. Okay. Even if it doesn't look like it, they're still developing that frontal lobe and trying to make good decisions, and sometimes it ain't pretty. So I would say later is better.
Okay. So you agree with me on that one?
Yes, I agree with you on that one.
All right, Dr. Rusty, I finally got one.
You got one.
I got one. Woo! Okay.
Go for the green tea, I guess.
All right. Anything else you want to do? So as we wrap this thing up, anything else you got?
No, I just wanted to make sure I got my point in about coffee is still safe for you. I think organic is better. Organic coffee, and it's available everywhere, is probably a better choice for you. I know it's a better choice for you. But again, 300 milligrams or less is kind of what you're shooting for.
And how much is it?
Get rid of the sugar. Get rid of the sugar.
And how many are you typically getting at a Starbucks or Dutch Bros coffee?
It totally depends. So if it's brewed coffee, you're getting at least 165 milligrams in an 8-ounce cup.
So 2 would be your limit.
If you're getting 16 ounces, yeah, you're tapped out. You're like, I'm out. So 45 milligrams of caffeine per shot if you're getting espresso.
Excellent advice, Dr. Nisha, as always.
Thank you.
Here's some more great advice. This one's for me, and that is subscribe to the Dr. Nisha Jackson Show right here at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you can find it, Roku, Apple TV, wherever you find the Dr. Nisha Jackson Show. Also, go to her website, nishajackson.com. Find out about the, what are they going to be, pickup sticks? No.
Pickup sticks.
Pickup sticks?
Black Friday. We're going to be picking up sticks on Black Friday.
And you got other stuff going on too, right?
What's that?
Other stuff on the website too.
Yes.
So go check it out. She is Dr. Nisha Jackson. I am Rusty Humphries, and we will catch you next time right here on the Nisha Jackson Show. Give him the wave. Yay.